What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Sovereign here. I'm doing another episode of the We the People. So I did interviews before, which y'all know, but I want to do a shorter form because I know with podcast, we go a long time. But I want to split it up to smaller segments so y'all can actually focus on the interview. I know, what was it, last week? I think we did. Yeah, last week we did Too Sweet. I got my boy Kevin, which y'all have seen him before.
Yep.
But I'm going to introduce himself a little bit, and we'll get into it.
My name is Kevin Branch Jr., the change rep, the representative of change. And I got a nice story for y'all today. Also, I got a product that I want to introduce to the world, and Zoe right here is going to help me. It's called Kevin Branch Jr. 6 Easy Step GED Formula. Let me say it again. Kevin Branch Jr. 6 Easy Step GED Formula. As for people who don't have their GED, like, I want to help you get your GED. And I know life is rough without it. I know because I've been there. I'm going to tell you a few more stories in a minute, but I'm going to let my man Zoe get back to it for a second. And we're going to get into it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So I have a few mixed questions, which y'all know how I do. We'll ask questions about whatever business or whatever they're doing, and then we'll ask some like topics about the world, stuff like that. But I'm gonna jump into the Jump into the questions about the GED formula. So, and I'm gonna do a little mix. Y'all know how I do. So, for the first one, so what is the moment you said, man, I gotta help people get their GED?
It's probably when I went to a store one time. I think it was Dollar General, and I seen a lady behind the register. She was so frustrated. I mean, pissed off. So, and I was like, "Dang, man, I know what's wrong. She don't want to be here.
Yeah.
And I don't know everything about her, but I know 9 times out of 10, she doesn't have a high school education.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask before I judge her." So I said, "Hey, ma'am, how you doing? I know you have a frustrating day. Can I ask you a personal question?" And she's like, "Go ahead. What is it?" I was like, "Do you have a high school diploma or a GED?" And she was like, "No, I don't." And I told her, what if I told you if you got that, your whole life would change, your situation would change, you could be happy, you don't have to work a job like this, would you do it? And she's like, "Yeah, I would do it, but I don't have the time. I got a kid at home, I got stuff going on. It's not the right time right now."
Yeah.
And I asked her a question, "Well, when will be the right time? Let me know the date so I can come back and talk to you." And she was like, "I don't know." So I said, "Look, I know you don't know me, and I don't know you." So I introduced myself and all that stuff. And I was like, "Look, I got my GED not too long ago, and there was a couple things that I did, some steps I took, and I want to save you some time. Let me give you those steps and see if you really want to change your life."
Yeah.
And what she did was she got my number. I texted her the steps, and I would say about 90 days later, after she followed all the steps, she called me and said, "Kevin, I got my GED." I said, "What?" She's like, "Yeah, I got my GED. Now I'm in a nursing program, and I'm about to be a nurse. My life has changed. I got a better job. I'm about to get a way better job. I'm about to get a trade." Man, she was turned up. Yeah. So that was like one of the moments I knew that if I could change her life, I could change probably anybody's life. So let me make these steps available for everybody, not just her.
what do you feel that I'm gonna word it a little bit? So it would apply to this,
Okay.
but it applies to everything. Like in general, people GED, like you were saying, a trade, college, or even just starting a business. What makes you think, or I won't say think, what makes you feel stops people from just even getting started?
Fear of winning. Some people are scared to win because they don't know the feeling. They know the feeling of losing.
Mm-hmm.
Like you know the feeling of losing money.
Yeah.
You know the feeling of not getting what you want. You know, I mean, people get comfortable with that feeling, but winning is a whole nother situation. You know what I mean? You like, dang, I'm about to win. I don't know how this gonna feel. You know what I mean? Especially when you ain't never won before. But I'm here to tell you, winning is great, and it's a great feeling. And if you want to do it, I'm the man to talk to help you with that.
Because it can be tough trying to just get started in general, just to be like, dang, I want something different,
Mhm.
and I don't want to be stuck in this situation. But like you were saying, it's that fear, just
It's fear.
man. So, what would you? And this will play on to that. For someone who would feel ashamed, what would be the first thing you would tell somebody that they feel ashamed they haven't graduated?
So I felt like that before. You know, I was 29 years old when I got my GED. A lot of people don't know that. I was 29 when I finally got my GED, and I was ashamed. Especially when you're about to fill out an application and there's a little box that says education,
Yeah.
and you don't know what to check because you're like, I know I need this, and if you don't check the box, you know you ain't gonna get a job. But if you lie and they find out that you lie, you're gonna get fired. It's a whole lot of mixed feelings with that. But here's the thing. You can change that today if you wanted to. That's all up to you. First thing you gotta do is delete excuses out of your body. When you delete excuses out of your body, the world is open, you know what I mean? You know, a lot of people might feel ashamed of not having it. But what about if you did have it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You still have a chance to do it. You're not dead yet. You could be 80 years old and still go back and get your GED. It doesn't matter what age you go back. As long as you go back and get it done, handle that business, and I promise you, your life will change forever.
You know, this time and age, you need some kind of education. It ain't like what it used to be back in the day.
Nope. Yeah, it's not like grandpa
Mhm.
and grandpa. They didn't have GEDs. They didn't really
Yeah.
care as long as you can work,
Yep.
you can make a living and retire and they'll pay you. It's not like that right now. You have to have some form of education or a skill to survive. And if you don't have those, you will not.
It's be like that. But I have another question. I'm gonna keep on going. What is the dumbest excuse that you heard someone say why they didn't get it or haven't gotten it yet, their GED?
Well, I can't say any excuse is dumb because excuses are dumb, period, to me. All excuses, you know what I mean? You got to take responsibility of your actions. What's ever going on around you,
Mm-hmm.
or even things that happen to you, 9 out of 10, it's something that you caused, an effect for that to happen. So, pretty much, a good, a lot of, I'll give you some excuses, but not a dumb excuse. I'm gonna say
Yeah.
a lot of excuses, I'm too old. That's the main excuse. Or I have a kid and I have no time. I work multiple jobs. There's no time for me to study for my GED. Those are the main 3 things people say.
I can see that one though, because of that and being like, well, I don't have the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see that.
And you know, everybody has the time. If you scroll through your phone, just think about how long you do that before you go to bed. You probably do that for like 30, 45 minutes, an hour. That could be that time you studying for the GED.
Yeah.
Changing your life. You know, it's all up to you. If you want to change it or not. You can scroll through your phone and you can go study so you can be great. But it's a lot of sacrifice you got to do if you want to win at this game. As phone time, TV time, hanging out with friends, that's some of the things you have to cut to get your GED.
That's true. And that just applies to like a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm. In order to win, you got to cut some things off. You know what I mean? If you drink and smoke all day, every day, you're not going to pass the GED. Your mind is too cluttered. You know what I mean? You need to be sober while you're doing this stuff. so you can be prepared for that test.
Mm-hmm.
You're hanging around friends that don't do nothing but watch Netflix or stuff that is not important, not getting you to your goal, you got to cut it off
Yeah.
ASAP.
Man. So to add on to that, what would you tell somebody that is sitting there and was like, well, I want to do it, but I'll do it later? What would you tell somebody like that?
We don't know when we're gonna die. So I would do everything like an emergency. Let's just say somebody said, you got 3 weeks to live. And that happens, especially if you got cancer or something like that. The doctor tell you got 3 weeks to live. What are you gonna do? You know what I mean? And I would try to do everything possible. Everything possible to bring a smile to my friends, my family, and myself before I perish. Now, if you don't have an education or a skill,
Mm-hmm.
that life is rough. You know what I mean? It's real rough. And the only way you can change that is if you say enough is enough. Today is the day I'm going to get my GED and change my life and my family's life forever. And that's all up to you.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
So what would be your pitch to someone who's like, well, what's your formula, your program? What's the difference between yours and all the other programs or the boring programs? What makes yours special?
Well, Zoe, let me ask you a question. Do you know how to make a cake?
For the most part.
Yeah. So, you got to get the
Mm-hmm.
eggs and the cake batter and was it milk,
Milk,
sugar,
butter, stuff like that.
Yeah, you stir it all up and make the cake,
Mm-hmm.
right? But what is the process before that? All that.
I guess it would be preparing or getting
Exactly. You got to go get all the stuff that you need. You got to prepare. That's what my GED formula is. It's to prepare you before you take the test. You know what I mean? Yeah, you want to make a cake.
Yeah.
But you got to go, you got to work a job, you got to go buy it. You got to figure out which box, all that stuff. That's what I'm here for. I'm going to help you figure that stuff out before you even take the test. Now, most people are like, well, is this formula going to give me like the answers to it? No, I'm not giving you the answers to any of the tests, but I'm going to show you how to take it properly. That way you pass it. You know what I mean? There's certain steps you got to take. If you do not take these steps, I guarantee you won't pass it. I guarantee you. Actually, I'm also a barber, which most people don't know. I had like 18 clients that didn't have their GED. And so I gave them the formula.
Yeah.
Just to see, hey, let me test this out on y'all, because I tested out on my friends and they got it. But let me test it out on random people, clients that don't have it, that I know if they get this, they can turn their life off forever. So what they did was I gave them all the steps, and I was like, look, man, this only takes 90 days. You should have your GED, bro, if you follow all the steps.
Yeah.
Out of 18 people, 15 of them got their GED. Now, this is the thing, like, well, what about the other 3?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the other 3, I was like, well, did you do step 4? Kind of. Bro, you have to do all 6 steps or you're going to fail this, you know what I mean? And if you don't, like, everybody else that did all the 6 steps, they passed it quickly, you know what I mean? So it's a great opportunity right now to grab my formula. Kevin Branch Jr., 6 easy step GED formula. I promise you it works.
I will
I'm a
have
witness.
links at the bottom of the videos. So now this one will go towards what we were just talking about.
Okay.
So did you have people, whether just people in general who heard about it doubting it, or the people who were actually using the program doubting it?
So everybody's going to doubt
Yeah.
anything at first until they see results.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And after you follow the first 2 steps, you like knee deep into it. Like there's no way you're going back because you there.
Yeah.
And matter of fact, so I'm gonna give you the first step for free. I'm gonna give y'all the first step for free. which is you gotta want it. If you don't want this, don't waste your time. You know what I mean? Um, Everybody don't want to change their life. Everybody don't want better in their life. Everybody don't want to succeed. And if you're like that, this program is definitely not for you. But if you are a winner and want to get things in life that you never thought could happen, see doors open, see magical things happen out of nowhere, prosperity, this is for you. My formula is for you, and that's the people I mean.
It'd be the equivalent of like people will tell me, oh, I want to go to the gym, I want to get my body right. Because everybody want a nice body, but it takes dedication to go in there.
They don't want to work for it. They want to cheat for it. They want to take a Zipic or something like that. You know what I mean? I mean, it kind of works, but at the end of the day, you stop taking that thing. Side effects happen from cheating and all that stuff. So if you do it the right way, it's gonna feel better. And this is the right way, y'all. My 6-step program is the right way, man. My 6 easy step GD formula. I promise you. I did it. I have witnesses that did it, and you can do it too. All you gotta do, click that link.
It'll be at the bottom. Also, we have started doing Spotify again. I know we were a little behind on that, but we got that situation taken care of. So now we are putting stuff on there. So there will be an audio version of this as well. So y'all
That's
stay
dope.
tuned with that.
Yeah, that's real dope.
So my next question is this.
Let's
So
go.
how does getting my GED change my life? And what would be the purpose of me getting it? Like I feel like, okay, I don't have it, I want something different in my life. But me just getting that GED, what's gonna change? Because I know some people just same as if you go to college. Like, well, I got that piece of paper, so what now?
When you don't have a GED, jobs are very limited. Very, very limited. Let me show you how limited it is. Which vest do you want? The blue one or the red one? That's how limited it is, you know what I mean? And I had a bad situation going on in my life where before I didn't have a GED, I was making $100 a week after child support and taxes. It was so bad. Like every Friday, my boss would give me my check like this, and he'd start chuckling. How can you afford this? How can you afford to work here, making $100 a week? What he didn't know that I had a dream, and I also was working on my dream. I was becoming a barber, and I made money on the side. That's how I was able to survive.
Yeah.
But he didn't know that. You know what I mean? He just was, you know. And I was like, yeah, man. There's people that are working here at this job, making $100 a week after child support and taxes, and still working here and stuck. Because I know they don't have their GED, you know what I mean? Because they can't leave this place. And they'll make it seem like you can't leave this place. Like you stuck here forever.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And it's not true. They did not put a gun to your head when you signed that contract. You know what I mean? They didn't. And in order for you to come up in life, you must get your GED. So opportunities will be better for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can get that, Nick.
Good morning.
So for someone, let's say they didn't get it right the first time, and what would you tell them? Like, in their mind, they be like, well, the system failed me, which I put my input on that, which what you said earlier about them not following the steps. Would you feel like, well, did you follow the steps, or was it strictly it just didn't work?
Well, it ain't no strictly just that work for me. You didn't follow the steps. What are those steps you didn't do? And the 3 people that I told you about that failed it, they said the same thing. I don't think this thing worked.
Yeah.
I failed it. I'm like, look, man, you didn't follow the steps. And I'm going to ask you about each step and what you did on each step. You know, tell me about step 1, all right? Tell me about step 2, all right? 3. And any of them things you say, I almost did it, or
Yeah.
I was going to get to it. that's when you go fail the test. You know what I mean? So it's really all up to you on whether you want to win at this or not. And these are 6 easy steps. Like it's too easy. You can't fail not taking these steps correctly. You know what I mean? So
Because I feel like a lot of people they'll say they couldn't get something, but I feel like they really didn't do everything they were supposed to do.
Mhm.
And so in their mind, they're like, well, it didn't work out. It's like, well, most of the time, most people just didn't do everything they were supposed to. Whether it's just following the steps, which most people don't. Like if you buy something, most people don't follow the instructions. They just go straight to it.
Yep. And if you go straight to it, it's gonna be Ricky Dick or it's gonna fall apart because you didn't follow all instructions properly. You ever built something and you seen like there was a bag of tools left over after you built it? That means you didn't do it correctly. And it's not gonna work. It might look good for the meanwhile, but eventually it's gonna break down.
So this will be a double question.
Okay.
So for people, like let's say I'm a single mother, I got 2 kids, or I'm a guy who has 3 jobs or something like that, or I feel too old. Do I have the time? When I say feel too old, I'm saying I don't know. Old people got time. Not all I got, but does the program work for them, for someone who's restricted with time?
Yes, it does. And I want to empathize on that. See, like I said earlier, you know, you have time wherever you want to make time for. Let's just say you got to go take a boo-boo right now. There's nothing going to say, Kev, pause this for a second. I got to go handle this business. And hey, go ahead and handle your business. That's the same way you got to do this GED, man. No matter what, nothing's going to stop you from handling your business and achieving your goal. So if you got to stay up later at night or wake up earlier to study for your GED test, that's what you're going to have to do. You know what I mean? To pass this thing. And if you want the results, you got to grind. There ain't no like, oh, okay, I'm just going to study this day and not study this day. No, you have to study every day. When you got free time, handle it. Or you're going to be stuck where you at right now. See, a lot of people think this, man. They think 1 crappy job plus 2 crappy job plus 3 crappy job equals rich. Yeah. And it doesn't. You know what I mean? You can get 1 great job and win. You don't have to have 3, 4 jobs. You know what I mean? The only way you can do that is if you got some form of education or skill. Yep. And if you don't have that, you're not going to win. I promise you, you're going to be stuck at a job that you don't like, that you hate coming to. A lot of people don't know the most heart attacks in America is not because of heart disease or being obese or, you know, cancer. And those things, you know, they are, you know, certain type of symptoms of leading of death and heart attacks. But the reason why most people have heart attacks in America today is going to jobs that people don't like. And a lot of people don't know that, man. That's a job that you don't like, you're going to pull up to, and you're just going to pass the hell out. You're going to have a heart attack and die right there and there. And you could have changed that by changing your education and developing a skill. And I'm going to help you with that.
Get you. I've been there. I had a job. Oof. Sitting there, you don't want to be there. Mad every day. You got to get up and go that motherfucker.
I've definitely been there. Especially that job, I was making $100 a week after child support taxes. I was there. Ooh, it was rough, man. It was rough. But only the strong survive, man. I'm glad. I appreciate that job because it helped me know that I am a king and I don't have to be a peasant.
So, if you could tell everybody in the world, to the people who just haven't got their GED yet, what would you tell them? What would be your, what's the word? I don't want to say promotion, but I'll say promote them or to just get them going to be like,
to motivate them.
Yeah, motivate.
Get the GED.
Yeah.
I would tell them that it's not too late. It's not too late. You can get your GED anytime. But you know what the best time is? Right now. You know what I mean? You want to treat your life like an emergency. Don't wait for things. You already waiting long enough. Why you gonna keep on waiting? Click the link, man, so we can get you this GED so you can have a better life. I promise you.
Hey. So if somebody wanted to follow your footsteps
Mm-hmm.
and how your life is today, what would be 3 things you would tell them?
First things first, get your GED. That's because I didn't have it back then.
Yeah.
When I got my GED, I wound up going to college, a state college.
Mm-hmm.
They actually, a lot of people don't know this, they paid me to go to college. So when I was making those $100 a week out of child support in Texas,
Yeah.
I was still getting money from the government. They gave me like 10 grand to go to barber school.
Mm.
All right, I graduated barber school, got a trade now. Now I can quit my cheap little $100 a week job.
Yeah.
And I started barbering. The first day of barbering, no lie, I made $329 to be exact. Now that means I almost made a month worth of money in one day after I got my GED and a trade. So I promote trades heavy. I promote going to school heavy. I don't promote going to college unless you have a special need like
That's
yours.
how I feel. Like if it's a specific thing, like a doctor or something like that.
Mhm.
But some of them degrees.
Yeah, some of them degrees are useless. That's a waste of time. But if you can get a trade, and it don't have to be barbering, you know what I mean? You can be a plumber. A plumber, I think I called a plumber the other day at the shop, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Just for him to come in and check to see what the hell was going on was $125. Not even to fix anything. And after he got done fixing whatever he fixed, it was like damn near $400-something.
Plumbers, I work very closely with what I do for a living, but them plumbers be making a kill.
And that's off a trade. I know people that went to school for 4 years and they Uber Eats. They got a 4-year college degree and they Uber Eat.
I tell people this: the degree I went to school for graphic design, I could have learned on my own. I'm not saying not to do it, but I would say do something else. You can learn graphic design, doing practicing or doing little courses now. So don't go to school for certain things.
Yeah. I mean, it's always good to educate yourself. Even if you don't go to school, there's people that have classes that can teach you.
Yeah.
Always get a license. And that's another thing. If you're a high school kid and you're about to graduate and you don't know what to do in life, I recommend you 2 things. I recommend you go get a trade, or 3 things. I'm sorry. You go get a trade, or you go to the military, or you go get your TWIC card. Now, a lot of people don't know what a TWIC card is. It's a transportation card where you can work on like oil rigs and big ships and boats and stuff like that. And those guys make a killing, man. Like they make a lot of money in a year. And mostly all you need is a high school diploma or GED.
Yep.
And you need a couple of licenses to get on. And you can make up to like 60 to 100K a year, easy. I know dudes who bought house cash from working on a boat. And if I could do it all over, when I was 17, 18, I would have got my GED and went straight to that boat.
Hey. They do. I know some guys, man.
They making a killing, man. That TWIC card is important. If you don't know what to do, you're about to graduate high school, or if you grown and you 20-some years old or 30-some years old, don't know what to do, man, go get your TWIC card. Go get it. Then go on that boat. You gonna be gone, especially if you ain't got no kids, man. If you ain't got no kids, you got one time.
Kids, no family. Man, go make that money.
Go make that money. You go be gone, man. You come back, you gonna have everything. I promise you.
But yeah, everything he was saying, y'all. I hope y'all listening. I tell y'all this on the podcast. Even when I be making jokes, I hope y'all learn something, get something out of it. The other thing I want y'all to really look at, especially those who are trying to get a GED, the link, like I said, I'm gonna have the links under there. Y'all go check it out.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna let you promote yourself a little bit more.
Okay.
Last minute or two. What you want to tell the people?
My name is Kevin Branch Jr., and I am the representative of change. My name is also the change rep. I got a I got a formula called Kevin Branch Jr. 6 Easy Step GED Formula. This will help you get a GED and bring prosperity to your life. Also, I am an author. I wrote a book called Hair Figures, and this book is for barbers learning how to make, or not even barbers, I'm sorry, y'all. This book is for anybody that has a business. Yes, anybody that has a business. If you want to get there or about to start a business, this is the best book to get because it's going to help you give you marketing strategies, trading secrets, hospitality secrets, and how to go the extra mile for your client. This book right here, Hair Figures, how to make a 6-figure income in the hair industry.
And I do want you to tell the people, because I know some people, they'll jump in and be like, well, if I'm an entrepreneur, got my own business, it's going to be easy. Tell them how, well, I don't want to use the word difficult. I ain't going to say difficult, but tell them what work you had to put in.
So, ain't nobody in my family is a business owner. I'm the one and only. And when it's like that, there wasn't really like no playbook. Like Deion Sanders and his kids, he had a playbook for them. Like, this is how you get into the NFL. This is what you need to do. This is how you need to eat. This is how you need to train. I'm gonna make sure y'all get there. Well, there's nobody in my family that opens up a business, so I didn't know anybody. So before you ever open up a business, there's 2 people that you need to study. One dude named is John Maxwell. Write that down, study him, John Maxwell. And the second dude is Brian Tracy. Now, those 2 people helped me level up quickly, man. I wish I had them when I first opened up my business, but I didn't know about them. I had to study and research, and these guys popped up, and I got their books, I studied their tapes, and I implement their values into my business now, and it's thriving. And I opened up a barbershop in 2020, and you know what happened then, and I'm still here in 2025, so it's been good. And also, I got a planner. This planner is called the Growth Ladder. And through the process of me working that crappy job, making $100 a week, I had to write down things that I want. You know what I mean, out of life, like anything, man. But let me give you an example. You ever seen a homeless man on the side of the road with a sign that says anything helps?
Yeah.
What does he receive?
Food most of the time.
Anything.
Yeah.
All right, what if he was a little bit more specific? What if he would have wrote on that sign, only want 5s and 10s? What do you think he would have got?
We got probably some
5s and 10s is being specific. And the only way you go get the things you want in life, you have to be specific. So what I wrote down, everything that I have in my life, between my house, wife, cars, jewelry, whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I wrote that down. My GED, I wrote that down. So on one side, I'm gonna show like a quick inside of the book. It's a ladder in the middle. On one side is goals, and on the other side is must do. And the goals you're gonna write down. Let's just say the goal is getting my GED, right? And on a must do, I'm gonna write down everything I must do to get that GED. So I'm gonna take these steps on these ladders to go to the other side to my goals. Yeah. And the only way you can do that is if you write it down and you have to be specific. Like most people say they want a car. All right, you go right now, you want a car in this book, and you go get a car, but it ain't gonna be the car that you want. You know, what kind of car do you want, Kev? I want a Bentley Mussolini. I want it to be burgundy guts in the inside, silver on the outside. What year? 2025. How many miles? No miles. I mean, you have to be specific. And what you want. You write that down, and I promise you it comes true. It's like a magic trick. So this plan is called the Growth Ladder, and my book is called Hair Figures. Both of these are available on Amazon today.
I'll put links again. So let me tell y'all what I do. So when it's a specific person that we're talking to, or even a guest on the show, and they have products or they have a business, we'll always put the new links up there. So when you are watching it, those are the first thing you'll see. So you can click those. Pretty easy. I mean, it's easy if you just pop on it, but you know, I know how it is nowadays. People's attention spans are very, very short. So try to help y'all out. But yeah, the links are down there for y'all.
Yep, and it's pretty easy too. GEDformula.org. If you need your GED, go sign up, man. I got some free stuff on there for you guys. I got a lot of free stuff on there for you guys, but my formula costs $50, man. A mere $50. You know, you go out to eat, you spend $100.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you spend $200 on shoes. You spend $600 on hair. You have $50 to change your life. Let's do it today. Click that link.
That's true. Ladies and gentlemen, you know, it's been another successful episode.
Yes, sir.
I do have another one scheduled for next week. We're gonna see if she's gonna be ready. Like I said, y'all know the routine. Like, subscribe, show some love. I'm sorry. I know some already know y'all gonna ask. Joker coming back. Cause they always ask that. Cause he was supposed to be the interview guy, but he taking care of some things. He'll be back. So
Yeah, we got to run it back.
yeah.
Go run it back. Man.
But it's been another episode of With the People. Y'all be blessed, never stress. Yes, sir.
Sure.
Clip. I'm gonna do the clips too.